Hey guys, today we are going to be restoring the headlight on this 2010 Range Rover. Now we're faced with this passenger side headlamp, and before you say, hey, you just need to clean it, well, here's me cleaning it really well with soap and water, getting it nice and clean and dry, and it still looks like this. It's UV damage, and this happens to a lot of cars, usually on both sides, not just one, but that's what it looks like. And this is, it's not pretty, and it's probably interfering with visibility, so I do need to do something about this. I decided on this 3M Ultra Headlight Restoration Kit, and this kit comes with almost everything you need. So this is a picture of everything it comes with. You have instructions, which I highly recommend you read through a couple of times, in addition to watching the videos on YouTube, like this one and some others. It comes with the 2 little packets of clear coat sealer, and this is enough to do 2 large headlights. I could have easily restored both headlights. These are not the largest headlights I've seen on vehicles, but they are pretty large, and I could have easily done both sides of my vehicle with this one kit. And so that's, even though the directions will say if you've got severe damage you may require more than one kit, I'm not sure that's true. If you take your time and follow the steps, I think this is easily a kit for both sides. So it comes with the clear coat sealer, it comes with the drill attachment, which is nice. It comes with the gold 500 sanding disc that are there on the right, and they're 500 grit, the white 800 grit, which are kind of in the middle, and then it comes with a Trizac 3000 grit wet sanding pad, which is there right below the box. These are what you're going to use to kind of sand everything down and get the damage off of it. It comes with the roll of tape that you'll need to tape your headlight off to prevent damage from the paint, and it comes with a rubber glove that you're going to use to protect your hand from the clear coat sealant. Now, all of that comes in a box. The box is a little damaged because it came in an envelope from Amazon, and the cost of this kit was under $20, which is amazing since it even comes with the drill attachment. So I was very happy about that. So we're going to get to work restoring this headlight. You will need a household drill, which most people have a household drill. If you don't, your neighbor has one, your friend has one, go borrow a drill. I have a little cordless drill that I've used for this. I did go through one battery though, so if you've got 2 batteries, get them both charged before you start. It'll make your job easier. So you're going to need a household drill, you're going to need soap and water, glass cleaner, paper towels, microfiber towels just to clean everything, and of course everybody has that at home. And so we're going to start with taping it off, and you're going to want to put at least 2 or 3 layers of tape around your headlight, because your sanding disc will hit this tape. When you're trying to get to the edges and everything, you're going to hit this tape. And so put a couple of layers on there. There is plenty of tape on that roll to do several layers around both headlights. They give you plenty of tape. And then when you may not have to tape the top if you just open your hood. A lot of vehicles, the hood is what's covering the top of your headlight. So just open your hood. This allows you to get to all the way to the top of your headlight. You can see the demarcation line there of where the hood closes, and all the damage starts right there. So this is basically sun and wear damage. And the other good thing about lifting your hood up is you've got a place to put all your stuff. So all your tools and everything can be right there on the top, and have like, that's just what you use, and it's all nice and convenient. So we're going to get started. You're going to start with your gold 500 sanding disc, and you will think that you are destroying your headlight at first. It's kind of a little nerve-wracking to start this process because it's going to be cloudy. It looks like you're destroying the headlight. You're going to think, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to buy a whole new headlight assembly anyway, and maybe I should have taken it to a detail shop where you're not going to see this step. But trust me, take your time, follow the steps, trust the process, and you're going to get probably a very good result. So I've sped up some of these videos because it takes probably a good 20 minutes or so with the different steps to sand everything down. And you're going to do the gold sanding disc first and get everything. This is going to remove the major damage and imperfections. Then you're going to move down to the white 800 grit sanding disc, get that sanded down, and you're just going to kind of keep going back over areas that are more damaged. And I used kind of the demarcation line at the top that was so clearly the difference between the new and clear and the damage. I kind of used that as a guide. When that started to kind of fade, I knew it was time to kind of switch to the next step. And so just take your time, pause in between sandings, wipe everything down, spray it with water, get the residue off of there, wipe it down, see where you need to touch up, or a spot you need to focus on a little bit more, and just continue with the process. Now, if you're doing both headlights, which you probably are, try to do these in steps. So don't do everything to one headlight at first and then on the other side. I would go take the gold disc, you do a first pass on the one side, go to the other side, kind of back and forth as you change your sanding pads, go back and forth. I think that's going to give you a more even result than if you try to do one headlight all at once and then do the other one. You can do that until you get to the clear coat step, which you'll have to split between the two headlights. But if you're like me and this is your first go around with this, you're going to be a little better at the end. So your first headlight may not come out as well as your second. And if you do them each in steps, you're going to finish where you feel more comfortable, and I think you'll get a better result overall. So do a stepwise process on that. So again, it's back and forth, just wiping, sanding, following the directions, and then finally you get to this step where you change up to the 3000 grit Trizac wet sanding disc, and you're going to spray everything down with water, spray the sanding disc with water, keep everything nice and wet, and do this wet sanding. And it's not even it's a very fine, like I said, 3000 grit. It doesn't feel like sandpaper. It's more like a buffer or a polisher. And you're going to do this, you're going to get this white slurry that the instructions will show you, and after you get that kind of white slurry going, they tell you to go over it half dozen more times or so until everything's looking nice and even. Wipe everything down, clean it again I cleaned it again with soap and water just to get all the any kind of sanding residue off of there. Spray it down with water, rinse it well. You don't want any soap or anything left on there. Dry it real well with your microfiber towels, and then you're going to get to the step where you use your clear coat wipe. Now you're going to put your glove on and get the wipe out, and this is probably the second coat that I'm doing here. I don't think my camera was recording for the first coat, and that first coat is really the aha moment that gives you that kind of from cloudy to clear. It's really amazing what this does. Now the directions will tell you do not go back. They tell you to start from the top, go slow, overlap your streaks, your wipes, and do not go back and touch up. Let me tell you, that is very difficult to not touch up what you've been doing on here. As a human being, it is just human nature to touch up little spots you think you've missed, but try not to. I touched up kind of on the edge there because one, it was curved around. I wasn't sure I was getting all the way to the edge, and two, that's where most of my damage, the worst damage, was. So I wanted to make sure that area was coated. You're going to let that dry. I did 2 coats of the first wipe since I was only doing one headlight at the beginning here, and then you're going to take your second wipe and do another coating. Now in the end, I actually did clean my driver's side headlight. I cleaned it with soap and water, dried it real well, and I did a clear coat coating on that headlight as well, but I did not do any sanding on it. So when we're all done, we're going to have this is the result, and this looks like a new headlight. You can see all the water drips and the sanding drips, but it looks awesome. And when I move over to the driver's side, yes, I did clear coat this. I did not do any sanding on that, so you can see it basically didn't need it. And so we restored the passenger side, and it looks pretty good. In fact, when you look at the before shot, and this was the clean headlight, when you look at the before and then you look at the after, it is night and day. If I wasn't there doing it, it's hard to believe that these products work so well. And so again, there's the front when I'm done the comparison. Like I said, I did clear coat the other side, but no sanding on the driver's side at all. I just focused on the passenger side. So again, this is when I've cleaned everything up, took the tape off, put the hood down. That's the after. It almost looks new. There's a little cloudiness there in front of the indicator there on the side, but that is probably on the inside, because I saw that and I went over that area several times. There's only so much sanding you want to do on this, and I think that's on the inside. So it's not bad. This still looks like a new headlight, especially when we compare it to the before and now the after. And so I was very happy with this, very happy with the results and the product. Now, I've had a few comments from friends saying that they've used products like this and the results didn't last. People have told me they just use those products like OFF or WD-40, and that has some chemical reaction with the plastic, and they work, but they don't last either. And I really don't want to spray something that's melting the plastic on my car, and I can't believe we spray OFF on our skin. But anyway, I was worried about longevity on this. Now, another recommendation was to use something like this Meguiar's headlight coating, which is supposed to protect the restoration for a year, protect new headlights for a year, provide UV protection. And so this is the headlight a week later. I had actually ordered this from Amazon. It took a week to get here. I live in the boonies. So I ordered this. This is the headlight a week later. I taped everything off, still plenty of green tape left. Taped everything off, cleaned the headlight real well, because I had driven it that week. So cleaned everything off, and then I applied the Meguiar's coating to both headlights. And I'm trying to protect what I've restored here, because obviously I should have been doing this every year I've owned this vehicle. I should have been getting it detailed and protected and doing a better job. But you know, lesson learned, live and learn. Now I know better. I'm going to do better and try to get these coated and protected at least once a year like they should. And still, this is my headlamp. It looks great. So I'm very happy with this product. So this again is the product I use, the 3M Ultra Headlight Restoration Kit, the easy heavy duty restoration, it says. And it says the clear coat here on the box. It says UV protection for 2 years. So hopefully with this UV protection and the Meguiar's coating, I will have a protected headlight, and only time is gonna tell us that. So I highly recommend this product. It far exceeded expectations. It was pretty easy to do, especially considering I used a power drill, so I didn't break my shoulder trying to do all this sanding. I took a little rolling stool outside so I could just move around the curve of the vehicle without crouching or getting my back out of shape there. And it was easy to do. It took less than an hour. On the box it says about 40 minutes, and I think that's a very accurate description. And this kit was less than $20. So for less than $20 and an hour of your time, your headlights can go from that before picture there to this after picture, and that is well worth the $20. And so here's an update on the longevity of these products. There's always questions about, they work, but how long do they last? And here we are 8 months later. This photo was taken last week after I had the vehicle detailed, and of course it rained the very next day. That always happens. But the headlights still look very clear. So 8 months later, and I think the results are still very good. They're lasting. The box indicated, UV protection of 2 years. I probably won't let it go that long. I will do another UV coating on it probably at the next detail, or around the 1 year mark maybe. And this photo was actually taken this morning when it's not raining, and we've got a little bit better light. But again, you can see the headlights are still nice and clear. Now, I think it's going to last a year. It may last 2. I would probably update the coatings on it every year just to protect it from now on. But yeah, these products are great. They're easy to use. They do what they say, and anyone can do it. There are links in the description, of course, for the exact products I used. But yeah, 8 months later, and we're still looking great. So go restore your headlights for visibility and to improve the look of your vehicle, and take care, guys.